All right, so that is Fairfax County Police Chief Kevin Davis talking about this heinous crime that occurred in a very quiet neighborhood not far from Great Falls Park, which is a federal park. It was a state county park where this murder actually occurred. 42-year-old woman was murdered by her alleged lover at this crime scene. I got to tell you, I know the area quite well. It's not far from where I used to live. In fact, less than a quarter of a mile from where I used to live. And it's a very, very quiet area, nice neighborhood, multi-million-dollar homes, private schools in the area, some small farms as well as the park. So this really has shocked residents in this area as to how, Sandra, this could have happened.
Yeah, that 19-year-old suspect is now in custody, as confirmed by the sheriff just there. The victim, as you stated, a mother of a 3-year-old girl, 42 years old. The police chief there making it very clear that victim was stabbed by this man repeatedly, saying no one deserves this. I can only imagine what the Pooch family is feeling in this moment. But to your point, confirming that they were alleged lovers, the sheriff describing what he said was an intimate relationship between the two of them. But the evidence is very clear. He said that they have video of the suspect leaving that facility with the fixed blade knife. He described it as a large fixed blade knife, gloves, the water bottle that he used to fill with gasoline to later attempt to burn the victim. Just an incredibly awful story, start to finish, John.
Yeah, and it's one that we've heard many, many times before. Let's bring in Fox News legal editor Kerri Urbahn for more on this. An illegal immigrant now, apparently, according to the police chief, confessing to this heinous murder. And it would appear, even though he's charged with murder too, that there was premeditation to this. Picking up rubber gloves at the restaurant, a knife at the restaurant, and taking a water bottle that he filled with gasoline, with which, as the police chief Kevin Davis said, he tried to burn the victim after stabbing her.
Yeah, really horrible details. And John, like you, I've been really interested in this story for the last couple of days. It's really one of the only things my girlfriends and I have been talking about, because we know the park well. We've gone to it ourselves. And it was frightening that this could happen there. Now we know, though, that it was, not that it makes it any better, but it was targeted. It wasn't a random killing. But, you know, the first thought I had when I saw the news was, well, this is Steve Descano's Fairfax County, and he is the prosecutor, his office, who he's notoriously soft on crime, specifically when it comes to illegal immigrants. In fact, the Department of Justice is investigating his office right now because they have a policy that anybody can go and look up on its website that on its face gives preferential treatment to illegal immigrants when it comes to sentencing and plea deals and the like over just your average American criminal. And so because this happened there, this particular individual may have a better chance at those things than someone who was not an illegal immigrant here, which is crazy, of course.
The fact that there's a full confession here, I mean, I'm sure that this is going to go to court unless he pleads guilty, which he might. So Steve Descano's hands may be tied in this particular case.
Yeah, you know, one would think, but let's not forget about that terrible stabbing that resulted in death that occurred at a bus station, also in Fairfax. That particular person was a repeat offender. He was an illegal immigrant, and he had 178 prior police interactions and had a long history of stabbing and malicious wounding. The police in Fairfax had basically pleaded with the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office, Descano's office, saying, hey, we can't keep letting this guy out. Something bad's going to happen. Someone's going to die, and someone did. And so, again, this is the context in which this murder has happened. But I certainly hope Descano looks long and hard at this and brings this person to justice, as he should.
You know, I got a statement from Department of Homeland Security. It reads in part, Biden and Mayorkas hand-delivered alleged killer Cedillos Campos to the streets of Fairfax County. They recklessly unleashed millions of unvetted illegal aliens into American communities and abused the law to do so. So, I mean, this goes back to a point where all of those people were coming across the border illegally. And there wasn't even a lot of, they told us they were being vetted, but clearly there was a lot of gaps in whatever vetting was going on. But they just willy-nilly released millions of people into this country. And we've been reaping you know, the results of that ever since, with so many murders at the hands of illegal aliens.
Right, and word gets around. Sanctuary cities, sanctuary states, sanctuary policies. People know where they can go, and they're not going to get prosecuted as harshly or at all, and they can get away with literally murder. And it sounds so ridiculous, but it is what happens here. And what's sad is this alleged murderer here, 19 years old, John. So when did he come over the border? It was 2023, 24. I mean, this is a young kid still who is just, you know, allegedly committed this horrific act and thrown his life away. It's all of this. It's terrible.
All right. Well, we'll see how the Commonwealth Attorney in Fairfax County, Steve Descano, handles this. I think the community is very hopeful that he will handle this in an appropriate manner, and that if this person is actually found guilty or pleads guilty, again, there's been a confession, that person spends an awful lot of time behind bars.
Yeah, and I would hope, though, that Descano and his office, they look at that policy with respect to illegal immigrants. Again, they give illegal immigrants preferential treatment when it comes to sentencing and plea deals, because they take into consideration the impact it could have on the possibility of them being deported. Yeah. So, you know, that office literally says to themselves, well, you know, if they get this bad conviction, they may be deported, and that would be bad for their family here. So we're not gonna give them the same sentence that we would give somebody else who's an American. So, you know, these are all the things that are going to come into play as this person moves forward, and whether he enters a guilty plea or goes to trial, we'll see. But the confession is pretty significant, I think.
All right, Kerri, thanks for jumping on this with us. Really appreciate it. Sandra?
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.